G'day everybody and welcome to the Paris Insider. Now, everybody's been asking me about this slow pool. Is it a slow pool? What is a slow pool? Why isn't there more world records broken? We only seen one in the last 4 days, and that was in the men's 100 metres freestyle from Pan from China when he beat Kyle Chalmers. Now, what is a slow pool? Well, slow pools are basically pools that aren't set up to get rid of the waves. So every Olympic pool is supposed to be 3 metres deep. It's supposed to be 2.5 metres wide each lane. The lane ropes are supposed to be at 40 centimetres high. The lane blocks have to be a certain height from the pool and have to be a certain angle with the backboard and all these sort of things. So the pool is completely charted out. Now, the one in Paris at the moment that they're all swimming in, unfortunately, is only 2 metres deep. And then they've strapped all these cameras, all these boards, all these timings, all these lights to the bottom of the pool, making it very uneven. So when all the swimmers dive into the water, no matter if they're men or women, the water hits, the reflection goes down and it comes back up, and it's supposed to dissipate. So when the swimmers swim down the pool and they come back, the waves are gone. Unfortunately, 2 metres deep with all this stuff on the bottom of the pool, it means that the reverberation and the ripples and the reflections are going down, hitting the bottom, hitting all this equipment, and they're going all over the place. So you'll see every now and then an angle where you see the top of the water after the swimmers go past, and it's a little bit like the surf. So they're not getting clear water, they're not getting fresh water, and therefore that's suffering on their times and their efficiency on their strokes and their speed. So it means that this is a slow pool in Paris. When I look at the women's 100 metres freestyle, I really thought Molly O would win. Molly O has been sitting around for 3 years since Tokyo, wishing that she could get back into the Olympic pool after being left out of a couple of relays. So vengeance is what Molly O was all about. She won it in the 200 metres freestyle against Ariana. I think the 200 metre freestyle victory might have softened her up a little bit, didn't make her as deadly, didn't make her as hungry in the 100, and so she was beaten into third place by probably the greatest sprinter of all time, and that's Sarah Stroström from Sweden. Sarah's been around since 2009 when she was a 15-year-old and she won the World Championships. Now she's a 30-year-old. She's won dozens of World Championships. She's the best sprint swimmer in the world, the greatest of all time, and now she's the Olympic champion as well. Kyle Chalmers just missed out on the men's 100 metres freestyle, which is a real shame because he was in lane 5, and lane 5 had won the 100 metres at the Olympic Games, the gold medal for the last 4 Olympic Games. So I thought that was going to be the omen for him, but Pan from China swam a world record time. It was the fastest world record split or world record drop that we've seen in about 60 years. That's right, since about 1976, 1967, something around that. He's taken down the world record that he already owned by about half a second. Amazing. The other big controversy is the village. The Paris Games have gone for a zero carbon footprint, or a net zero carbon footprint, meaning that they didn't put any air conditioning on the buses, any air conditioning in the rooms, any air conditioning at the venues, and that's why the athletes are really, really suffering right now. And it's going to be interesting to see what the feedback is because you want the village to be absolutely optimal, because you're getting the best athletes in the world, 10,000 of the best athletes in the world across 60 sports to come and stay in your city. You want them to be well slept, you want them to be well fed, you want them to be air conditioned, you want them to be relaxed and racing at their best. None of that is happening in Paris. So a big brouhaha is brewing around the village. I know that for the Australian team, they went and purchased 408 portable air conditioners for the Australian team. Some of them are rattling, some of them are quiet, most of them are just making do. So the Australian team, like every other team, under a bit of pressure, and there's even a conspiracy to say that the French team has got air conditioning. So we'll have to wait and see how that all shakes out. And one last thing I will tell you, the food in the village is not very good. The French have gone for 60% of all food options being vegan-based, plant-based. And, have you ever seen the Hulk movie when, a big, strong Eric Bana comes along and goes, "You don't want to make me angry," and he turns into the Hulk? There's a lot of heavyweight wrestlers, boxers, weightlifters not getting enough meat, and that is a recipe for disaster. So the French might have missed out on what they are trying to do in the food hall, and I think the most under pressure people in this Olympic Games is not Ariana Titmus. It's not Jess Fox. I think it's the food staff who are serving the food in the food hall at the village. That's pressure. But anyway, enjoy the games, and I'll see you next time on the Paris Insider. Oi, oi, oi.